Now, as is custom at the AGM, certainly in my time as the chairman, it's important that you hear from me and my position as to exactly how I think we're travelling. And I think given some of the commentary that's been about in recent times, I think it's important that we remind everyone in this room of a few things. The end of 2007, an independent accounting firm delivered the news to the then board of our club, of which I was a member, that the North Melbourne Footy Club was technically insolvent, unable to trade, not in a position to pay our bills, not able to continue at that stage as a going concern. This is at the end of 2007, and that's just a tick over 6 years ago. What has happened in the ensuing 6 years has been nothing short, in my view, of staggering. Most people in football doubted that this club would even be in existence in 2013, let alone be in the position we currently are, and great credit should go to the unbelievable people who work at our club for the position we're currently in. Revenue from 23 million to over 30 million. Membership from 23,000 at that point to a record of just under 35,000 last year, and on track to beat that record again this year. We sit tonight in a $15 million facility that's as good as any that currently exists in the AFL. $2 million has just been spent upgrading the ground, taking 1.5 feet off the surface, lasering it, and getting it to the point where it is almost identical to the width and length of Etihad Stadium. And that too, people excited by this news even down here in front of me, that too puts our training facility and our training surface in the category of being as good, if not better, than anything that exists in the AFL. The other good news is that we are growing aggressively. The numbers at the end of last year showed we're up in TV viewership, which is enormously important for our footy club. Merchandise sales are up. Our supporter base has grown enormously, given the huge success that was the south of Tasmania, as well as organic and strong growth, not only in Melbourne, but in various areas of country Victoria and around Australia. An inherited debt of well over $6 million is now down under $4 million, and that is a staggering fact in itself, and Carl's going to talk more to that, and as I said, the great news around debt just keeps coming. But more than all the numbers, and a lot of you that maybe have spoken to me down the trip or we've sat down while we've given presentations maybe understand a bit of those numbers. But this is how well the Kangaroos are travelling at the moment. Twice in the last 6 months, it's got back to me that in AFL briefings by people at the top of that organisation, they have referred openly to North Melbourne as an example of a club that can turn it around quickly by making good decisions and hiring good people. And if any of you were around in 2007, and I know lots of you were, that fact alone is staggering. So everyone in this room, I ask you again, and I've asked you before, to be an ambassador for our unbelievable footy club. Celebrate the fact that I reckon we'll be debt-free within 3 years. And what an unbelievable thing that'll be. Celebrate the fact that instead of our facility being the butt of every very poor footy joke, hear the one about the fire at Arden Street, it did $70,000 worth of improvements. We've all sat through that. You only need to look around you now, you only need to drive down Macaulay Street to see what's happened at this great football club. Celebrate the fact that the building's elite. Celebrate the surface I've just told you about. Celebrate the fact that both expansion clubs have established their lists over the last 2 years with access to uncontracted players, and we haven't lost one player to either of them. Celebrate the fact that yesterday in Canberra, we won a federal award for a community program called The Huddle that is so far ahead of anything else in the AFL, it's not funny. Celebrate the fact that last year we made $1 million plus profit, our 5th operating profit in the last 6 years. Celebrate the fact that we won 12 of our last 14 games to storm into last year's final series with one of the youngest lists in football. That our senior coach has just re-signed to the end of 2016, and joining him, our best players hand over fist, bringing great stability to this footy club. This is a very well run, very efficient and thriving business, a business that we should all be really proud of. So I plead with you, the people in this room, not to tip in to the agenda-ridden garbage that people from outside our club drive in our direction. And I think you all know who I'm talking about. Keep the focus on the facts. Point to the scoreboard. The distance this club has come in 6 years, as I said, is a credit to everyone who works here, everyone who's bought a membership, everyone who comes along and watches us play on the weekend, the whole North Melbourne family. But we have an enormous amount to do. As I said, Carl's going to enunciate exactly the debt position. We've got a huge amount to do there to make sure that we're debt-free, we're through that debt situation that's caused us so many problems for so long. And a reminder that the growth of every club in the AFL is galloping, and if we don't match it or do better, we're still in trouble. We need more supporters, we need more members, more people watching on TV when we play, more jumpers sold. Fan development is the key to our long-term success, and it's something that Carl and our management team will aggressively pursue. And as I've said openly in the last month, this club's not relocating. It's not going anywhere. That ship sailed at Dallas Brooks Hall. And if the board wished this club to relocate, there are 100 million reasons to do it back in 2007. It wasn't our wish then, it's not our wish now. This club is charging forward. And all I ask is that the people that matter to us the most, and that's everyone in this room, we wouldn't be here, get behind us and help us grow. Help us get another member, if you know someone who's not a member but supports our club. Bring your North mates to the footy when we're playing a home game. Negativity is a cancer in footy, and there's nothing worse than bringing it on ourselves. We don't deserve negativity at the moment. The story around the management team, around the great people in our football department, the story around this footy club couldn't be better. What happened last year in the back half of the season was unbelievable, and we all celebrated it. And what's happened since then, with re-signings, with new people brought into our playing list, with new people brought into our footy department, has been an unbelievable positive in my view. And I'm sure most of you join me in expressing that view. As a club, we need to be aligned. We need to continue to go forward, not constantly look back. We need to go, right, this is the direction we're headed. We're all in this together. We want sustained on-field success. We want to be a footy club that's relevant and strong off-field for the next 20, 30, 40 years. So to do that, we've all got to be in line. And tonight at this AGM, that's what I plead with all of you, because if we do that, success will be ours. I know it.